Dogs are man's best friends, but not every dog fits the title. Some were bred to battle wild boars, shatter bones with 700 psi, or pursue intruders with deadly resolve. From the erratic Chow Chow to the bone-crushing Kangal, these dogs don't bark warnings, they bring consequences. Today we're going to take a look at the 15 world's most dangerous dogs that attack to kill. Let's start off with number 15, Muscle and Mayhem. Big, bold, and built like a truck. This dog demands respect and honestly earns it. Originally bred to herd cattle and guard money carts, Rottweilers have protection baked into their DNA. But here's where it gets sketchy. They're extremely territorial. If they feel someone is crossing into their space or threatening their people, they can go from chill to full savage instantly. And when they flip, it's not a warning, it's serious. Rottweilers have been behind plenty of fatal attacks, especially in homes where they've been neglected, mistreated, or left untrained. These dogs crave structure. Without it, they become unpredictable and dangerous. They're smart for sure, but also powerful and headstrong. Bad combo if no one's in control. Too many people get them as status pets or intimidation tools, then don't do the work. And while training and place matter with Rottweilers, you can't ignore genetics. They're protectors by design. Without the right leadership, they'll protect on their own terms, and that's when it gets super dangerous. Number 14, Presa Canario. If there's one dog that absolutely owns the room the moment it steps in, it's this. This beast isn't just big, it's built like armor and carries serious bite strength. This breed was built for guarding livestock from predators, so protecting territory is hardwired into its bloodline. Hailing from the Canary Islands, the Presa is no joke. Farmers use them to fend off intruders and take on wild threats, and that instinct is still very much alive. When it activates, it gets lethal fast. Their size alone makes people back up, but it's their mentality that raises the stakes. Calm on the surface, always alert underneath. Think you're a threat? They'll move. And here's the real issue. With an untrained or careless owner, it's a disaster. They demand strong leadership and solid socialization early. No coddling, no shortcuts. Respect must be earned. Some of the worst dog attacks in history involve Presas. It's absolutely loyal, but mishandle it, and it's game over. Number 13, Beast from the East. The bully Kutta was bred for one thing, intensity. Guarding, fighting, standing firm. It's massive, bold, and never backs down. Looking for soft and cuddly? Not here. This dog originated in India and Pakistan and was built for serious work. Protection, hunting, and unfortunately, generations of underground fighting. That aggressive lineage runs deep. The bully Kutta isn't fetching sticks. It's made to dominate. These dogs are huge, thick-muscled, and extremely territorial. Strangers? Problem. Other dogs? Often seen as threats. Even seasoned handlers have to stay alert. One misstep, and this breed can go from composed to full-on rage mode. What makes it worse? They're smart, sharp, focused, and aware. They don't lash out blindly. They decide. And when they act, it's brutal. Their bite is crushing, their stamina unreal, and their force overwhelming. But raised right, they can be fiercely loyal and protective. Still, the level of discipline and dominance they require makes this breed way out of reach for the average dog owner. Number 12, the Dalmatian. You wouldn't guess it from those adorable spots, but the Dalmatian's got a wild streak that'll catch you off guard. We all know them as firehouse icons or movie mascots hanging with kids, right? But these dogs aren't always the goofy sweethearts they're painted to be. Underneath that charm is a dog that's highly territorial. And when they feel pushed, they don't back down, not even for a second. Dalmatians were originally bred to run beside horse-drawn carriages, guarding them from threats. That guarding instinct is still alive, and it shows up at the worst times. They've been known to snap suddenly, especially when someone invades their space. That's a serious problem in homes with little kids who don't read dog behavior. Plus, Dalmatians need constant mental and physical activity. If they're bored or stressed, they go from mellow to chaos in seconds. And when they lose it, it's not just noise. They bite. They deserve respect. Number 11. Loyalty with a vengeance. The Fila Brasileiro doesn't make friends. It makes family. And if you're not in that trusted circle, you'd better back off. This dog guards hard, loves harder, and doesn't care for pleasantries. Filas are loyal to the core. They'll follow their people anywhere. But that dedication comes with serious intensity. Naturally aggressive toward outsiders, they don't just bark and retreat. They pursue, engage, and defend with no hesitation. Originally bred in Brazil to chase runaway slaves and protect plantations, they were made to track, seize, and dominate. That drive hasn't faded. Even today, they're dangerously territorial and deeply distrustful of anyone unfamiliar. No treats, no friendliness will change that. Countries like the UK, Australia, and Norway have banned them outright. Too reactive, too unpredictable, too much for most people to handle. And forget training out that aggression. This isn't a fixer-upper breed. Experts agree, only pro, firm handlers should even attempt to own one. Miss a step with a Fila, and it might be your last. Number 10. Built to break. Well, no surprise here, but it still hits hard. The pitbull terrier. You've heard the stories, and the stats back them up. Over 65% of fatal dog attacks in the US? Pit bulls top that list. And no, it's not hype. These dogs were originally bred for combat. They've got absurd bite strength and brutal focus. When they grip, they're locked in, not literally, but practically. That myth about locking jaws is false, but their tenacity is very real. They don't let go easily. Before people start arguing, sure, plenty of pit bulls are loving and loyal in the right hands. But when you mix raw strength, high pain tolerance, and bad breeding, you're flirting with danger. Pit bulls are fiercely loyal, but that loyalty can snap into full-blown aggression if they think you're a threat or if they've been raised wrong. These dogs need owners who truly understand them. Casual pet parents are not an option for them. One misstep, one reckless moment, and it can turn deadly. Number 9. Calm but killer. This breed brings that quiet hitman energy. Calm exterior, but deep down, it's locked and ready. Bred in Japan specifically for dogfighting, the Tosa is basically the heavyweight champion of the canine world. Thick build, pure strength, and a steady, low-key presence that can throw people off. No barking, no pacing, just total control until it's go time. And make no mistake, when these dogs do snap, it's destructive. That's why countries like the UK, Australia, and several others have banned them. Not from hype, but because when things go wrong, the results are brutal. They don't react like other aggressive breeds. They stay composed, and when provoked, they strike with force. And they don't quit easily. Well trained, they're loyal and respectful. But this breed doesn't forgive ignorance. Try to treat it like a house pet or ignore its needs, and you're creating a serious threat. Quiet doesn't mean safe. With Tosas, it means precision. Number 8, the silent enforcer. Let's talk about a dog that doesn't bark much, but when it moves, you feel it. The cane Corso. Massive, sleek, and intense, this Italian powerhouse was bred to guard farms, hunt boars, and protect people without second guessing. And the wild part? Cane Corsos usually aren't loud or jumpy. They're calm, collected, and calculating. That quiet vibe? It's not fear, it's confidence. They don't need to posture, they just react when it's time. These dogs bond hard with their family, but when it comes to strangers, zero tolerance. If they sense something sketchy, they switch into protection mode immediately. And with a bite force around 700 psi, they're not bluffing. The thing is, Cane Corsos need strong leadership. Show weakness, and they'll take over fast. And when they're running the show, things get dangerous. Trainers will tell you straight up, this breed isn't for rookies. Without structure and socialization, they're walking dangers. Number 7, wild at heart. They look badass, half dog, half wolf, but that cool factor comes with real risk. Wolf-dog hybrids are anything but predictable. These aren't just edgy pets. They're a genetic mix of domestic breeds, usually huskies, German shepherds or malamutes, and actual wolves. And that wild bloodline doesn't fade. It sticks, bringing hardwired instincts that no obedience training can fully erase. The biggest issue with them is the instability. One minute they're calm, next they're snapping. Even if raised from puppyhood, their behavior remains inconsistent. That's because their instincts aren't the same as regular dogs. Survival mode is always near the surface, and it kicks in fast under stress. Many owners think they can handle the wild, but most end up overwhelmed, and sadly, many of these animals end up abandoned or put down. Some US states ban them outright, not just because they're difficult, but because they're dangerous. They're powerful, intelligent, and need constant stimulation. If threatened or frustrated, they won't act like pets. They'll act like predators, and you won't see it coming. Number 6, silent storm. The Akita carries a deep loyalty, but beneath that calm surface is serious aggression waiting to ignite. Known for being quiet and composed, Akitas don't bark often, but when they do react, it's intense. These dogs come from Japan, originally bred to hunt wild boar and bear. They weren't meant to lounge. They were made to fight. Strong-willed, bold, and absolutely fearless. And when challenged, they never retreat. Akitas are incredibly devoted to their families, but outsiders? Not welcome. They're territorial by default. Other pets? Usually treated like rivals. That dominance can turn volatile without the right structure. Fatal incidents have occurred, especially in homes lacking firm guidance. And because Akitas are so composed, warning signs often go unnoticed until it's too late. They don't bark threats. They just act. A well-raised Akita is a steady protector, but only with confident, experienced owners who know how to lead. Show weakness or inconsistency, and this breed will take over. And when it does, it won't hold back. Number 5, Arctic powerhouse. That fluffy coat might scream cuddle buddy, but the Alaskan Malamute is anything but. This isn't your oversized lapdog. It's a brute designed for survival. Originally bred to haul freight over icy terrain, Malamutes are insanely strong, stubborn, and built for endurance. They've got drive, serious independence, and a powerful prey instinct. When handled poorly or not trained properly, things go bad fast. Sure, they're usually friendly, but let boredom, anxiety, or frustration build, and you've got a big problem. Fatal attacks have happened, and not because these dogs are evil. It's because owners lost control. Malamutes are smart, but they're not obedient by nature. They don't follow commands blindly. If they feel like the boss, they'll act like it. That's when people get hurt. They can overpower adults, break fences, and their aggression towards small animals is well documented. With strict training and structure, they're loyal and steady. Number 4, brawler in disguise. Last but absolutely not least, the boxer. With their wrinkled faces and bouncy energy, they look like oversized goofballs. But beneath that silliness is a serious edge. Boxers were bred for hunting and guarding, and that old-school drive still hits hard. They're athletic, intense, and more stubborn than they let on. That confidence is fun until they start ignoring you. And that's the real issue: impulse control. Boxers get fired up fast, and without solid training or mental focus, that hype can spin into aggression, especially around other dogs or unfamiliar people. They've been linked to serious bite incidents, and often it's not about intent, it's about overreaction. Boxers are deeply protective. That sounds nice until someone drops by unannounced and your dog decides it's go time. Without early structure and strict boundaries, boxers become reactive, possessive, and chaotic. And when you mix that with their strength, it's a risky combo. Number 3. The Kangal. This Turkish powerhouse isn't just a guardian. It's a walking fortress with the most powerful bite of any dog breed. At 743 psi, its jaws can crush bone without effort. Originally bred to defend flocks from apex predators like wolves, jackals, and even bears, the Kangal doesn't retreat. That primal protector instinct hasn't dulled. Kangals are often calm, loyal, and composed, but once they perceive danger, they shift into defense mode instantly. And trust this, when a Kangal engages, it's not a nip, it's a takedown. Their bite force is only part of what makes them lethal. It's their focus and speed. They don't hesitate, and they don't second guess. What they need is structure, real leadership, early training, and strict boundaries. This isn't a dog for casual owners. Treat it like a regular pet, and you're gambling. Mishandled, this dog isn't just tough, it's dangerously unpredictable. With the right command, they're loyal giants. Number 2, gentle giant gone wrong. Everyone knows the Saint. Bernard rescue story, the snow, the barrel, the hero moment. But under those soft eyes and giant paws is a dog that, when mishandled, shifts from helper to hazard. These dogs are big. We're talking 140 to 180 pounds of sheer weight. And while they're usually mellow, without solid training and boundaries, their size becomes dangerous. Originally bred to rescue stranded travelers in the Swiss Alps, they were built with power, instinct, and loyalty. But that calm nature can flip, especially in noisy homes or around unpredictable children. Fatal incidents involving Bernards have occurred, and they always catch people off guard because they just don't look like threats. But when left without guidance or discipline, they become anxious, possessive, and reactive. Their strength alone makes them hard to control if things go wrong. They're not aggressive by default, but one outburst from a dog this massive can be fatal. Number 1, wrinkled but ruthless. Bred in ancient China for guarding and occasionally more aggressive duties, the Shar Pei hasn't forgotten its original role. They're famously loyal to their families, but that bond rarely extends to strangers or unknown animals. In unfamiliar situations, don't be surprised if they're standoffish or even tense. Shar Peis carry themselves with a cool confidence that turns fast if they sense something's not right. They're known for being independent thinkers. Commands might register, but following through? Whole different story. That's why they need early and consistent structure plus firm boundaries. Without it, things get tricky fast, especially when guests or other pets are involved. With proper training, early socialization, and someone who actually knows what they're doing, they'll stay chill. But if you slack or treat them like a regular house dog, bad call. That's when problems kick in. They might look like wrinkled teddy bears, but push their patience, and they'll respond with bite, not bark. If you've enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon.